Eric Clapton was born on March 30th, 1945, in Ripley, Surrey, England. Raised under complex family circumstances, Clapton grew up believing his grandparents were his parents and his mother was his sister. This discovery would profoundly affect him, influencing his emotional expression through music later in life. A naturally gifted guitarist, Clapton immersed himself in the blues early on, with artists like Robert Johnson, Muddy Waters, and B.B. King shaping his style. By the early 1960s, Clapton began to make a name for himself in the British blues scene with the Yardbirds, a band that introduced him to the wider public. His raw passion for blues and authenticity eventually led him to leave the Yardbirds in pursuit of more personal and creative musical goals, establishing the foundation for his legendary career as a guitarist. The Yardbirds and the birth of the guitar legend. Eric Clapton's rise to prominence began in the early 1960s as a guitarist for the Yardbirds, a group at the forefront of the British blues revival. Despite the band's success, Clapton left in 1965 due to creative differences, as the group was beginning to shift towards a more commercial sound that strayed from his blues roots. His commitment to authenticity, even at the expense of fame, defined his musical journey. Clapton's next chapter saw him join John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, where he earned the nickname Slowhand, a testament to his extraordinary guitar technique. This period allowed Clapton to carve out his identity as a virtuoso, and his playing became known for its passion and precision, earning him the respect of both fans and fellow musicians. The formation of Cream and Musical Evolution. In 1966, Clapton co-founded the legendary supergroup Cream alongside Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker. The trio became known for their groundbreaking fusion of blues, rock, and psychedelic music, pushing the boundaries of what rock could be. Hits like Sunshine of Your Love and White Room showcased Clapton's fiery guitar solos and growing confidence as a musician. Despite only lasting 2 years, Cream's impact on the music world was profound, and Clapton was hailed as one of the greatest guitarists of his generation. After Cream's disbandment, Clapton continued to innovate, forming the group Blind Faith with Steve Winwood, Ginger Baker, and Rick Gresh. Though their time together was brief, Blind Faith produced some lasting classics, cementing Clapton's reputation as a restless and ambitious artist, always seeking new musical expressions. Struggles with addiction and personal battles. Throughout his career, Eric Clapton faced profound personal struggles, none more significant than his battle with addiction. In the 1970s, Clapton's heroin addiction took a toll on both his career and personal life. He eventually confronted his demons, choosing to get sober in 1982. This decision marked a turning point in his life and career, offering him the clarity to continue making music that resonated deeply with fans. Clapton's willingness to be open about his struggles with addiction endeared him to many and added a layer of vulnerability to his public persona. His recovery became a source of strength, and his journey of self-discovery showed that, even in the face of darkness, it was possible to find the light, both in life and in music. Clapton's love for Pattie Boyd and the complexities of their relationship. Clapton's love for Pattie Boyd was one of the most publicized and complicated relationships in rock history. After years of emotional turmoil and unrequited love, Boyd and Clapton eventually married in 1979 after her divorce from Harrison. However, their marriage was not without its difficulties. Despite their longing for children, they suffered multiple miscarriages, and Clapton's struggle with addiction continued to weigh heavily on their relationship. Eventually, Clapton's affair with Italian model Lori Del Santo resulted in the birth of his son, Connor, which caused a devastating rift in his marriage. Boyd and Clapton divorced in 1989, and the pain of the dissolution was compounded by the tragic loss of Connor, who passed away in a heartbreaking accident in 1991. The collapse of Clapton's marriage to Boyd marked the end of a turbulent chapter in his personal life. The heartbreaking loss of Connor and Tears in Heaven. The death of Eric Clapton's son Connor in 1991 was a turning point in his life. At just 4 years old, Connor tragically fell from an apartment window in Manhattan, a loss that shook Clapton to his core. Out of this immense grief came Tears in Heaven, a song that expressed both the sorrow of a father and the hope for reunion in the afterlife. The song resonated with millions of people who had experienced similar pain, making it one of Clapton's most universally beloved songs. Tears in Heaven remains a poignant reminder of the healing power of music and the strength of a father's love for his child. The tragedy not only shaped Clapton's personal journey, but also solidified his place as one of the most emotionally raw and relatable songwriters of his generation. Finding love again with Melia McKinney. After years of turmoil and personal loss, Eric Clapton found love again in 1998 when he met Melia McKinney, a 22-year-old administrative assistant. Their relationship began quietly and privately, away from the public eye, and they dated for a year before making their relationship public in 1999. Unlike his previous high-profile relationships, Clapton's bond with Melia brought him a sense of stability and peace. The couple married on January 1, 2002, in a modest ceremony at St. Mary Magdalene Church in Ripley, the village where Clapton was born. Together they built a family, raising 3 daughters who brought joy and grounding to Clapton's life after years marked by loss and personal struggle. Their relationship was a testament to the power of love and healing, offering Clapton a new beginning after decades of heartache. The bond with George Harrison and their enduring friendship. The bond between Eric Clapton and George Harrison was one of the most complex and enduring friendships in rock history. Despite the tensions that arose from Clapton's love for Harrison's wife Pattie Boyd, the two men maintained a deep mutual respect. Clapton has described Harrison as a brother, acknowledging the unspoken competition between them due to their shared status as legendary guitarists. However, their friendship transcended the challenges, and Clapton spoke of late-night jam sessions with Harrison, where the two would exchange musical ideas and inspire each other. Clapton has often expressed his admiration for Harrison's generosity of spirit, especially during the latter's illness, when Clapton visited him regularly. Harrison's death in 2001 was a profound loss for Clapton, but he honored his friend's legacy with the concert for George in 2002, a tribute that celebrated Harrison's life and music. Clapton's legacy: overcoming addiction and finding redemption. Eric Clapton's life story is one of remarkable resilience. Despite battling addiction and personal tragedy, Clapton's journey towards sobriety and self-discovery became one of the defining aspects of his life. In 1982, Clapton made the decision to walk away from alcohol and drugs, a choice that marked the beginning of his transformation. His recovery allowed him to continue creating music that resonated with fans and offered him the clarity to embrace new creative opportunities. Even after overcoming substance abuse, Clapton struggled with nicotine addiction, but by 1994, he had finally quit smoking, completing a long journey of personal reinvention. Clapton's story is not just one of musical genius, but also of personal strength and the power of choice, demonstrating that even in the face of adversity, it's possible to reclaim one's life and passion.